Humpback Goes North by Doris Baylor. Illustrated by Stephen Marcheski. Read by Ben Hollis. One April morning, a baby humpback whale and her mother rise to the surface of the aqua-colored ocean where the Atlantic joins the Caribbean Sea. Little Whale is 1 month old and is beginning her first journey. Each spring, Little Whale's mother migrates to Maine to find the small fish that live in the North Atlantic. She eats nothing all winter, and now she is very hungry. Little Whale follows her mother away from the Navidad Bank, where she was born, in a warm patch of ocean north of the Dominican Republic. They must swim 30 to 60 miles each day, stopping only to nurse or rest. Arching her back, Little Whale dives. She nuzzles against her mother's belly, feeding from nipples tucked into slits in her mother's skin. She gulps down milk that is as thick as heavy cream. Soon, Little Whale comes back up to the surface to breathe. She can only stay underwater for 5 minutes at a time. Her mother can stay down for up to 40 minutes, but Little Whale's lungs are still small. She exhales through the 2 blowholes on top of her head and sends moist air 6 feet high. Her mother surfaces alongside her and blasts a misty plume of spray more than 10 feet into the air. Using her huge flippers, Little Whale turns onto her back, showing the deep grooves running from her chin to her belly button. She waves the flippers in the air and does a backwards dive. Underwater, Little Whale hears strange sounds coming through the ocean. The musical sound comes from a male humpback floating head down in the water and blowing air from his throat. The unusual noises form a beautiful song. This humpback bull is singing to attract female humpbacks. He hopes a cow will answer and swim closer so they can mate. Little Whale's mother ignores him. She strokes Little Whale with her flippers, nudging her baby on, eager to continue their journey northward. Little Whale flips back on her belly and follows her mother. After a while, Little Whale's mother slows. Barnacles on her skin are bothering her, and she's going to do something about it. She lowers her head, arches her back, and dives. Her flukes, large fan-like fins on the end of the tail, disappear under the water. Suddenly, Little Whale's mother zooms towards the sky. Halfway out of the water, she swings her flippers and twists. When her whole body is out of the water, she hangs in mid-air. But only for an instant. Then she crashes down on her back on the surface of the ocean. That will knock off some of the bothersome barnacles. Fountains of water spray up around her, making waves that bounce Little Whale around. Little Whale wants to copy her mother. She dives, but jumps only halfway out of the water, smacking her grooved throat instead of her back. Swimming over, she playfully lies across her mother's head, but gets shaken off. Her mother cannot breathe if Little Whale covers her blowholes. That night, Little Whale and her mother stop to rest off the coast of Georgia. They float in the calm water. A sliver of moon barely lights the sky. Suddenly, Little Whale hears and feels the water vibrating. Waves lap at her, rocking her from side to side. Little Whale looks towards the sound and sees the sharp-edged bow of a Coast Guard cutter racing towards her. It's dark. The cutter's pilot can't see Little Whale, and her mother's in the water. If the boat hits them, it'll tear into their skin. It might even kill them. Little Whale's mother swoops in front of her baby to protect her. Luckily, the cutter passes by without harming them. It roars out of sight as Little Whale peers around her mother. The choppy waves subside. The danger has passed. Next morning, Little Whale again feels vibrations in the water. This time she sees something churning slowly nearby. It's not moving as fast as the cutter. Curious, Little Whale pokes her snout up 20 feet away from a cruise ship on its way to Bermuda. Little Whale's mother surfaces between Little Whale and the ship and nudges her baby back to a safe distance. After swimming for about 5 weeks, Little Whale and her mother finally reach the coast of Maine. They join a group of humpbacks who will spend all summer there. Little Whale has completed her first journey north. Now, there's more time to play. As her mother rises up for air, Little Whale swims onto her mother's back. When her mother gets to the surface, Little Whale slides down her mother's back and zips off her tail flukes, splashing into the water. Diving down, Little Whale sees thousands of krill darting around. They are her mother's favorite food. At the surface, Little Whale's mother smashes her fluke tail against the water and dives. Little Whale sees her swim down beneath the krill, joined by 2 other humpbacks. They all blow bubbles from their blowholes that rise up and circle the krill and other fish in a bubble net. Little Whale watches the three big whales swoop through the center of the bubble net. With their mouths wide open, they swim upward, scooping gallons of water and hundreds of fish and krill into their mouths. Their throats bulge. The baleen hanging from their upper jaws hold the fish and krill inside, while the humpbacks push the cold seawater out with their huge tongues. After Little Whale's mother fills her belly, she begins to play too. With her head down and her tail poking up, she slaps the water with her flukes, first in front of her, then in back. Water splashes all around. Little Whale tries, but she can't make much of a splash yet. She must nurse and grow for at least a year more. Little Whale's first day in Maine is coming to an end. The sky is royal blue, and the lowering sun is gold. But Little Whale doesn't want to rest yet. She is too busy playing in the deep green ocean safely at her mother's side. The end. About the humpback whale. Humpback whales are found in every ocean of the world. They are dark gray or black, with different white markings on their flippers, bellies, or tail flukes that can identify each whale like a fingerprint. They can grow to be 60 feet long and have longer flippers than any other whale. A humpback has about 25 tube-shaped grooves along its belly that stretch out like a bag when the whale feeds, gulping gallons of water with its food. Instead of teeth, a humpback has about 125 blade-shaped baleen, or whale bones, hanging from its upper jaw that strain the food out of the water. From January through March, they live in warm tropical waters, where they breed and give birth. They migrate more than 1,500 miles to northern feeding waters in the spring. Grown humpbacks will follow the same route they traveled as calves. In 1985, there was only about 7,000 humpbacks left in the world. Now they're protected by the International Whaling Commission, and the number has grown to 50,000. These whales are not shy and are often seen on whale watches.